Well, thanks for tuning in. This is the video review for The Sims for PS2. The Sims came out for the PS2 in January of 2003, and it came out for the other consoles, the GameCube and the Xbox, in March. And actually, as it turns out, all three versions are pretty similar. The Xbox version and the GameCube version are slightly cleaned up graphically, but the PS2 version, you could say, probably has the best control. The controls seemed optimized for the DualShock controller. If you own all three platforms and you were wondering which one you should get, you really can't go wrong with any of them because they're pretty similar. So The Sims originally appeared on the PC in 2000, and since then it's become reportedly the best-selling PC game in history. That's probably because of its combination of really open-ended gameplay that lets you control a family of little computer-controlled people called Sims. Basically, you can build them up, choose their appearance, choose their personality, build up a little house for them, and then just basically let them run around, see what happens, watch what they do depending on their personality. So what The Sims for consoles does is it takes The Sims for PC and it puts it kind of in a new graphical wrapper. The game is now fully 3D, including all the environments, and so is the camera. So it's a lot easier to look around, jump to different parts of your house, follow your Sims activities. There are also a few new play modes. The game starts out with Get a Life mode, which is a mission-based mode that has 7 different single-player missions, where you start out as a kind of a bum living in your mom's house, but eventually you earn enough money and enough popularity with people in your neighborhood to move out, move into different houses, and buy up a bunch of cool stuff. The game also includes the regular The Sims Live mode, which lets you create a family, buy a house, and let them run wild. The console version of The Sims also has multiplayer modes, including co-op and competitive modes. The competitive mode is actually pretty simplistic. They basically pit you and your opponent against each other to try to accomplish a task like cleaning up a room or something like that. The cooperative mode actually lets you play the live Sims mode together. Basically, you control one Sim and the person next to you controls a Sim, and you basically live in the same house and do the same sort of things. The Sims for consoles looks pretty good. It's not really a graphical showcase. It's not really supposed to be. The game has fairly colorful 3D environments that aren't very detailed, but they are pretty varied. The game also has really good sound. All of your characters, your Sims, speak with a really expressive gibberish language called Simlish. You can't make heads or tails of it, but the sound is delivered really well, so that your Sims sound really expressive even though you can't tell what they're doing. They'll talk, they'll laugh, they'll make jokes, they'll get mad at each other, that sort of thing. The thing is, if you've already played The Sims for the PC, you've probably heard all the sound in the console versions of The Sims because the console versions do recycle all the sound. If you haven't played the PC version, though, you'll probably enjoy the way The Sims sounds. The gameplay of The Sims in the console versions is pretty similar to the PC versions. Basically, you control these little characters, and they'll go on about their business depending on their motives or needs. If they're hungry, they'll eat something. If they're tired, they may collapse and fall asleep on the floor. The console versions actually let you disable the autonomy or the free will option, which gives you more control over your Sims. But that will also mean that they may not take care of their own needs. Otherwise, The Sims for the consoles is pretty similar to the PC game, which is by and large a good thing. The Sims is still a very intriguing and unusual game. And if you haven't given it a try on the PC yet, but the concept sounds intriguing to you, you might want to give it a shot on the consoles.